Jesus. Whew, this is difficult because this is not my first time experiencing this. We had to go through this 5 years ago. My oldest son. Now my youngest son is here. And I'm going to tell you, it's hard and I'm broken and I'm saddened. But I'm also taking joy in the fact that I know my son is home now. I know that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So I'm in a good place with that in my mind. And knowing that, I look back on my son's life like, this young man started preaching probably before he could talk. He loved the Lord. I didn't know where it came from, but it was put in him. He was ordained to do this. And I'm going to tell you, he knew that his Father in heaven had everything in this world. So he looked for cars that were not our little hoopty, our first starter car. Daddy, why don't you get a little starter car, and that way if something happened to it, you don't wreck your expensive car or nothing. No. He wanted an S550 Mercedes. But that's how he was. When he looked at houses, he didn't look at a fixer-upper. He looked for mansions. He looked for huge mansions. And now he's in a place where those mansions are. So he already knew in his mind that he was going home to be with our Lord. So I have peace about that because I know where he's at. And I just thank God for keeping him and how he was the glue of our family. I'm telling you, he kept it all together. He wouldn't let you be mad. He wouldn't let you argue. He would just love on you so much that he would break you down, that your tear would just dry up. So the tears I shed now are not tears of sadness, but they're tears of joy. So I didn't come here today to just cry and be sad. I came here today to really celebrate his life because he had so much to celebrate. And that's the memory that I'm always going to keep. We're going to have our laughter because we got a whole lot of things to laugh about when it comes to Dada. Yes, oh yeah. But everything pretty much that I had on my mind to say, I didn't write anything down because I kind of just wanted to go off the muscle, but it was pretty much well said. I'm so proud of my daughters because they really brought it to a point and they were absolutely right with everything. They're telling you what it is. We gotta get this thing together. Patrick said, Minister Pat and Dr. Richard said, they talked about he's a peculiar person, you know what I mean? And that's what he was. But it was a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing. Everywhere he went, he made friends. I just think about times in New York how everybody just fell in love with him. Never knew him, never grew up with him, but they fell in love with him instantly. And they always ask, hey, where's that preacher boy? When he coming back up here? But instead of him coming up there, I came down here to him. So, he's that glue. I'm telling you, he just draws you, So I wanted to move him back south. And I'm so glad that I did to be with my loved ones and my family. And Elijah is just the key to everything. He opens so many doors that a lot of times we won't even see it, we'll overlook it. But that's just the person that he is. So I'm so grateful now. And, I know now that when he looks at us, or when he's talking to the Lord, he's praising because that's what he did. He put on his graduation robe and grabbed that remote until he got his microphone, and he'll go and preach for 2, 3 hours. I never heard a preacher preach as long as David. But that's what he did. And he did it with passion, he did it with love, and he did it with sincerity because he was real. He loved the Lord. So I know that my son is in a good place now. And I got to be good to get where he's at. And he set the way. But I was so hurt because I'm asking God, like, Lord, I'm 66. I'll be 66 next month. But he was only 33 years old. That's half my life. So I'm like, why? He said, well, I love the world so much that I gave my only begotten son. And the assignment that I gave him, it took him 33 years. So he's in a good place. Look do, and that gives me a lot of comfort, and I thank God for that. Because I tell you, I didn't even think that it would be possible for me to even speak, let alone, you know, attend a service or go through the arrangements and things like that. I didn't think I could do that, you know. Having to do it just 5 years ago with my oldest son. But I'm gonna tell you, when you think of him, he gives you strength. Because you think of everything that he did. He loved everybody. And like my daughter said, he had a small circle of friends because everybody he met was family. Where you know them from? That's my cousin. You know, and I'm not gonna argue with him, but because that's how he was. His love extended beyond friendship. His love extended to family. He understood what it was to love one to another. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just so grateful. So I know now when he got home, he looked back and he looked at this and said, Jeff, where is your sting? Where is your victory? I love each and every one of you. I thank y'all for coming out.